If you listen to this show, I would assume you're a fan of modern horror. And if you're a fan of modern horror, I would also assume you know a Stephen King story. And I think there's an even better chance to assume that you're a fan of one of his stories, if not many. With King having such a stronghold on the genre for decades, he's given us countless original stories that terrify us. And he's also given us iconic characters that will never die. Today, we're going to talk about, in my opinion, his most iconic character, Pennywise the Clown. Just hearing that name drives fear in many. With his recent resurgence in popularity with the new movies, Pennywise doesn't need much of an introduction, but on this episode we're going to dive deep into the movie, or miniseries if I want to be technical, that gave us this legendary character. Tommy Lee Wallace's 1990 television adaptation of Stephen King's best-selling novel, It. The two-part miniseries was released on ABC of all places in November of '90, and it pushed the envelope for what we're allowed to see on TV. I believe popular TV shows like The Walking Dead could have never existed if it wasn't for the trailblazers like Tommy Lee Wallace, showing that audiences are able to handle gore on TV, and actually enjoy it for that matter. Tim Curry's portrayal of Pennywise is nothing less than incredible. For the people who are afraid of clowns, he is the clown, the center of all clown fear. The miniseries was so successful it turned out to be ABC's biggest hit in '90 with an audience of over 30 million viewers, and it's managed to stay in the conversation 30 years later. It is a pillar of horror, and it's shaped my life and my love for clowns, and I know I'm not alone. So what do you say we follow the lights and float down the water so that we can unpack this legendary movie? Without any further ado, here is our take on It. Boom! Welcome to the Sloppy Horror Podcast. I am your host and your scary movie companion, Christian Ramey. And here again for another week clapping them cheeks, the best producer in the whole wide world, and a good friend of mine, Mr. Ozark Mark. Ozark, how are you feeling today?
Hello, Christian.
Hello, sir.
Welcome back to the Slop Pod.
The Sloppy Pod.
Whatever. We're down here in this bitch again, here to talk about your passion, scary movies.
Yes, a passion shared by many.
Yes, and for all the other people here, whatever. You know
Yeah.
it. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today, even though I have something right behind me because I know what we're talking about, but people may not know what we're talking about.
Yeah, because they could just see it and they just clicked on it. And they're like, well, I just clicked on it.
Exactly.
I just clicked on it. I didn't know.
Clicked on what?
It. Clicked on it. Look here. We're going to go into something later that's funny and related to that. But today, we are talking about the 1990 miniseries It, the Stephen King adaptation from Tommy Lee Wallace on ABC.
Yes.
Talk about a pillar of horror. Beep, beep. We're here. We're here. How have we not talked about this yet, Ozark Mark?
Because, man, you don't want to give them the best stuff all the time.
That's
right?
true. That's true. You can't break them off all the time. You got to keep them on a prescription.
We can't play favorites here.
No.
Can't use lotion every time.
No, for sure.
You know?
You got to get a little wild with it.
Yeah.
I'm not judging. I don't judge anyone.
No.
Okay? So, this movie right here, It. It's going to be hard to say It, and I don't always want to say this movie, but It. Okay, it's funny, because you won't know if I'm just saying it or if I'm saying it. But holy shit, man. Talk about changing a generation of horror movies. Not only did it change the way that horror movies can be seen on TV, this was very groundbreaking in a lot of ways, and I'll tell you a few reasons why within this episode. But not only that, you have some legendary actors in it. I mean, Tim Curry, John Ritter, that's enough right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's just enough right there, man.
That's all you need.
But there's just, the whole thing was very well done. And something I've mentioned before, if you're familiar with this show, and it's not something that only I think, I know everyone has to think this, there are Stephen King movies that feel like books. And this is one of them. So Misery is an example, Storm of the Century, Salem's Lot. Okay? There's certain little movies that fall in his little wheelhouse that are in his little category of Stephen King movies, or even his Shining miniseries, if you're familiar with that. They all kind of feel like books, and I like that a lot. Character names, it's rich character development. It's like great Sunday movies. If you're like home by yourself, or if it's just like a rainy day movie,
because you can really get into that. And you're not sitting there bitching about the CGI or like the special effects, because this is 1990, so the practical effects do go a little wild at points, but it still has a lot of rewatchability in my opinion. And look, how
absolutely, it's just the main rewatchability factor is Tim Curry as Pennywise.
Yes, and we talk all the time, I really did enjoy Bill Skarsgård, Bill Snarf's version of Pennywise. He did a great job, but he has a lot of CGI, but he is a great actor. Dude is incredible. I loved him on Castle Rock, and he did a great job at Pennywise, but for some reason, Tim Curry's just had a more realistic approach, and maybe that's just the old man in me, or maybe it's just the nostalgia from watching that when I was young. But people who didn't like clowns, this movie fucked them up, like, severely. There's, like, movies where it's like, oh, I don't like clowns, oh, no.
No, this is probably the seed of clownphobia, or whatever that horrible disease is.
It gave a lot of people clown phobia, or whatever the hell you call that.
Yeah, I would not want that disease. I think I would not be complete in my life if I didn't have clowns to entertain me. Every time I see Tim Curry's Pennywise, I smile. I am not kidding you.
Of course,
Every
man.
scene he's in, I smile when I see this clown.
He's a great character. And just to think, it seems so old. So this book written by Stephen King was in 1986. 1990, that's like 4 years later. That's a quick turnaround, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I believe those are the years. But anyways, it's a very quick turnaround, like 4 years. And to think they could deliver something so real with all these actors, get ABC to deliver it. So there's parts in this, like I was telling you a second ago, that were kind of groundbreaking. So there's a part where there's like blood in the picture, like when he's looking at a picture of Georgie and it gets bloody. You remember that?
Yeah.
So they didn't have that kind of stuff on TV back then. There's a part where like that balloon fills up in the sink and blood shoots everywhere. Mm-hmm. That wasn't common for TV. Even in the more saucy shows, say something like Dallas, where they shot JR. It was still a very like, pew! It's like very Hollywood.
Yeah, this is like the crossover moment of where horror, like the basics of horror, has crossed over into national ABC. Like, that's a national channel.
Absolutely. I think this was the gateway for things like, Walking Dead, and even things outside of horror, say like a Breaking Bad, or shows that kind of just push the envelope, or a Sopranos.
It's when TV started to push the envelope a little bit, because there's just intense stuff. There's a clown killing children or trying to eat children on TV.
What a good concept.
That's not normal. Like, that's very something, and that's what also probably fucked a lot of people up too, because anybody could watch it. It's on ABC. Like, that's one of
That's easy as 1, 2, 3, actually.
Shut up. That's one of the channels that you get on just an antenna. Like, anybody who has this TV has access to this channel.
Yes.
So the fear would spread tremendously in this. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
So listeners of this show, I've mentioned it many times, but I do like to haunt in October and haunted houses, scare people. It's always been a thing I've enjoyed as a younger man. But there were people that I would hang out with who were terrified of clowns, and I really leaned into it, and I fucked them up, and I loved to show this movie, like different little clips, because I was a horror nerd back then, believe it or not, Mark.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
I know you think I've just always been this stud muffin down here, but I haven't. I have not. I actually was a big nerd. I know I seem super cool now.
Listen, you fucking dingleberry.
Okay.
What? God damn it. See, that's what you do. You say these random ass things and you get me off the train of thought of what I was about to ask.
I'm telling you, our relationship is that scene in Goodfellas where he's burning down the restaurant and he's like, look, I need you to help me to date this broad. She says she won't go out with me unless I have a date for her, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, nope, I'm not doing it. No, and that's you. You're Ray Liotta. Like, nope, I already knew. Nope, I'm not helping it. And he's like, oh, you with your mouth. Look what you did. Look what you did. And that's every time. Every time I see that, I think of our relationship. Our heterosexual relationship.
Okay.
All right, now.
God damn it! What was I gonna?
You were talking about how I get your train of thought off.
Yeah, and you're doing it again because I almost had it again. But
You were
then
talking about ABC, and you were talking about how it's easy as 1, 2, 3, and they made all these people watch on that network, and because they had antennae, and everyone was able to watch it. And I used to scare people a lot when I was younger, is what I said when I was a teenager, and I would lean into it, and it was a lot of fun. I'm telling you, there was this one girl so freaked out when she would come into the haunted house I worked at. I would tell the clown people, like, you got to come out full force, and they would. And that's a fun thing.
Well, that's the thing. All right. That is rolling back here. So, I think what makes Pennywise the Clown, in this one at least, so popular and favorable, and what people love about it is because he plays with his food. He is fucking with these people hard.
Freddy Krueger style.
And now, if you're a horror fan, you love scaring people. You love showing shit that fucks with them. It's not the same level as Pennywise, but it's the same concept. So you relate to this clown a lot. It feels like this clown is your friend.
Yeah.
You know, like we'd be friends with Pennywise.
Oh, absolutely.
If we were in that world. But
Absolutely.
he fucks with them so hard, and that's I just love it. You know, he's just fucking with people so bad, and I enjoy that. I enjoy fucking with people. I enjoy seeing other people fuck with people. It's one of my favorite things.
You know what's something that's a common theme in Stephen King movies? Are people that...
Cocaine.
Yes, lots of cocaine. My favorite thing about Stephen King movies is he has this, even in Storm of the Century, the character is like able to read people's minds and their past. And there's some, and it plays on this a lot, like where like those guys like beat up the gay guy and like killed him. And there's like things that people like repress a lot in his books. There's things that people like, they repress, and this new creature that comes in reveals it. So it's like, you didn't think anybody would know about that abortion, did ya? Like, and that's really what he did to that girl in Storm of the Century. It's like, I hear it's a simple operation these days. And he said it right in the middle of the, like, storefront. So, oh, God bless you. Uh-oh.
Oh, God. Did you ever get those sneezes that hurt your back?
Have you lost taste?
No. You lose taste.
Yeah, do you have, like, did you lose taste? Do you have a fever?
Keep it up.
All right.
Keep
All
it
right.
up.
All right.
Keep it up. Today might be the day that you get impaled with something that's in my reach.
Look, you can't, man, because if I die, you're going to have to take care of my kids.
So when was the first time, do you remember the first time you watched it?
I absolutely do.
Please tell me about it.
So, I was right about 7 or 8 years old at my grandma's house. Older cousins, they mentioned it, and I wasn't, like, I was creeped out. Like, you know, there was moments where it was, like, heightened situation, and obviously you're a young kid watching something, so your wheels are turning. Yeah. I'm not saying, like, I was some little Billy badass, but I just remember enjoying it. Like, I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Curry had that funny style about him. I loved Freddy Krueger, excuse me, and I was used to Freddy by that point.
Yeah.
So
Pennywise, Tim Curry's Pennywise fits right in your wheelhouse.
It does.
As of mine.
I love talkers.
And I'll tell you, you know what's funny is this clown, Pennywise, people are still afraid of this clown. Even children now are afraid of clowns. I remember it was years and years ago, but we were at family's house, and they had the It VHS down there somewhere. And the kids were like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 years old. And they didn't know Pennywise. They don't know who it is. They just called it Clown Nails. Because on the cover, it's the long nails. And they were scared of it. I was like, Clown Nails? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, the Clown Nails. It's like, he's scared of Clown Nails. It's like, this kid doesn't, he's never even watched it. All you got to do is see a picture of him. And they're terrified. That's legendary, man. You know, you're not going to get this again. Now, I don't, now... You may have enjoyed Bill Skarsgård's version of It, and that's absolutely fine. But I think personally the movie should have not been remade. But it's two different styles. But I mean,
the colors are different. Everything about it's different. The new It movie does not have that book feel. Like this has a book feel. This is a Sunday rainy day movie. And you're like, this is fun. I'm gonna watch this. Hell yeah, hang out, watch some It. The new one's a cinematic experience, if you will. I just think Pennywise looked scarier in that. And I'm really not trying to be that guy. I think the old stuff's better. Like, I'm not trying to be hipster guy. Like, I'm just really honest.
I'm not trying. They had to make Pennywise look creepier if you're going to remake it.
He looked funnier.
Because-
No, he looked funnier to me in the new one, whereas Tim Curry was scarier to me.
Tim Curry's is scarier for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but Tim Curry's character is so much unique compared to, because he had very animated, I guess I could say. He was a lot more enjoyable to watch, where, the new Itch is like, woohoo, Itchy, woohoo, ah. He's like, they just had to play on the creepy factor because you can't top Tim Curry's performance in the first
The
one.
body language. Well, yeah, he came from like a lot of theater acting, but you know what else I'm going to tell you? And maybe it's why Bill has reached his spot, and he does that cool thing with his eyes. But Tim, as we talk, I have kind of a theory here, and maybe other people have it as well. I don't know. I'm not saying I own it, but you can have characters who don't talk in horror, and that works.
Yeah.
But if you do have someone that talks, you're going to need that legendary Chucky laugh. You're going to need that Freddy voice. You're going to need the tall man in Phantasm, like, boy. Like, you need to have a unique voice. And oh my goodness, Tim Curry, man. Beep Richie.
Beep, beep, Richie.
Up here.
Kiss me, fat boy.
I love him in this, and he just went full into it. I know you love that picture of him smoking the cigarette. Everybody does, like when he's behind the scenes.
It's I don't know how to explain it. It's just something about it. Like, there's something about a killer clown, psychotic clown laughing at you. Mm-hmm. Like the book scene where they're flipping the book.
Yes.
And it goes to the carnival scene, and he's over there doing cartwheels, just enjoying the time, and he runs up on him. Mm-hmm. He goes, "I'll kill you all!" Aha! And he just laughs after it out of nowhere, and then he's back to serious. There's something about that, just it's so.
The library scene's funny too, with just the yeah. He's
Dude,
up there
tell me you don't lose your shit when you see him do that crackle, like Oh my God! Have a bad day. Look up a Pennywise clip.
Absolutely.
It will. I told you before. I cannot not smile. Like, if I'm in the baddest mood, I could be pissed off. You show me that. You show me the library scene, and I am in a better mood all the time.
Do you agree though with that point about the voice? If that makes sense to you, like, you can not have a voice, but I think it's easier. You're like, to become a legend if you do have that iconic voice. Have you ever seen the Wishmaster movies? If not, we will review them because they are very good. It's Wes Craven as well, but I also think the Wishmaster had a great voice.
Well, it's one of the main things that you remember from it.
What about
for example, quotes? What's one of your favorite things to do? One of our favorite things to do is just say movie quotes to each other and laugh hysterically, right?
You opened it, we came.
Exactly.
Pinhead, man.
Right. Pennywise. Very wise of your father, Georgie. Very wise indeed. It's just stuff like that. Like, it completes it. Now, then when you have something like Art the Clown, he's missing that.
Yes.
It doesn't make him any less, doesn't make me like him any less. It's just missing that something for me to take with me after I'm done watching the movie.
The one part I did, I agree. It'd be cool if he talked. But I am happy that they made him, when he was silent, though, I am happy that when he got injured, he didn't make a noise and he was animated.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that makes up for it.
It does make up for a little extent because you're like, all right, that at least you guys, because if he was like, fuck, and then it would be like, okay, this is.
I hope they do it in the second one then, on the off topic, just that one random word. Just have him say fuck once. I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
I do too. So if I could even get deeper to kind of just like rewind just a few seconds to what you're talking about, how people have those lines. For me, I mean, not trying to be like cornball, man, but like as a horror nerd, kids always struggle with confidence. No kid is super confident. You're trying to find out who you are. Mm-hmm. And for me, at least, I wasn't fully terrified of these kind of characters, but I respected their confidence, their ego, their strut. Like when Freddy Krueger came in the room, you're like, this dude's bold as hell, man. Like, that's who I want to be like. Not like killing folks and like, but just as far as like, you can't knock him off his rocker. Pennywise, the same damn way. He's cooling, man. He doesn't care what you're doing, brother. Like, he is he can talk shit and roast everybody, and he does the whole movie.
Yeah, especially the scene where
Stanley's
head's in the fridge.
Yeah.
Lose it every time. Great nose job. Nobody will notice. Hey, where's your sex life? What is your sex life?
I love them. Daddy doesn't approve your date or your boyfriend. Yeah, there's something awful and bold about that. And even younger, like when we'd listen to more shock style music, I don't think it's because we want it to be shocking. I just think it's like when you hear something like that, you're like, holy shit. Like,
it's fun.
It is. When somebody
creates-
comes in and talks shit.
It creates joy for some of us that have a little bit of crazy straw brains up there a little bit. We
Yep.
still get to the end product, we still, but we just take a different route. You know what
What's
I mean?
also unique, I guess, I liked the characters more in the old It because, I don't know, I just really like John Ritter. I like the whole selection of who they had in the movie. I really enjoyed it.
It was a little bit more of a believable set of neighborhood kids,
Yes.
and just the way it was shot, it looks more real.
Yes.
It looks less cinematic, like you said. It's like a book movie, like all the colors in it, the way it's shot.
Who was I think that was Harry Anderson that played Richie. He was a great character. I thought he nailed that role as Richie. I really thought everybody was their role. I believed Bill Denbrough. And I'm not saying it wasn't I believed the adults more because they had a superstar lineup for It Chapter 2. I mean, fuck, dude, Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader, James McAvoy, like that was a pretty incredible lineup. So I liked that more. I felt like the first one was kind of rolling off the Stranger Things vibe, and it was just kind of wholesome horror, and that's not like necessarily my thing. And I don't think the 1990 It was wholesome horror by any means. Like it was like in your face. It was visceral, even though there was book. There's a lot of frightening moments in this. A lot of frightening moments.
Yeah.
More so than a lot of movies than you think of. Even like some of the best. Even like a Halloween or a Nightmare on Elm Street. And these are like movies that I love, obviously. There are a lot of frightening moments in it. Now, it has a longer runtime, but some of those moments, like we were talking, the balloon in the sink, or how about Ben's dad coming back and just fucking with him, or Pennywise coming back and fucking with the Bill Denbrough about his dead brother.
Yeah.
And he's just like, Billy boy, pick a spot, and he's like, except for the one on the end.
That one's taken. Sorry.
I mean, the movie opens up with the little girl dying.
Oh, I know.
Like
The old lady scene. That's pretty still fucking freaky. Just see I think the older version is still more creepy because like her makeup is like full. She turns into like a full blown zombie, like chasing her out of there. Like that's fucking freaky. And then she looks back and and the house is all boarded up, and you just see him Pennywise just bye.
Yeah, there's not enough that could be said about theater actors. And obviously, if you know anything about Tim Curry, he's a great like method actor. Rocky Horror Picture Show, his lineup is incredible. Anything he does, yeah. Home Alone 2.
Even Scary Movie 2. He's anything he does, he's just one of those legends. And it's sad to see him now.
It is. But he seems happy. So, same with Val Kilmer. So that makes me happier.
It makes me kind of think like, I don't want to be legendary in my life because all the good ones, like bad stuff happens to them,
Yeah,
Like,
let's just be
die.
like, can you guys
Can I
get us
be
the
like-
mid-range?
Can I be like okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't want to change anybody's life. I just want to entertain you for an hour a day. How about that? So that way I could still be around to entertain you, and nothing bad will happen to me.
I want to be like John Stockton famous, okay? Like I'm an NBA superstar. Like, I was on the dream team. but like
nobody knew who you were.
Yeah.
So you can get off the bus and go shop.
But you're super famous. You're
Charles
loaded.
Barkley sent back there like, man, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, it's terrible. I just want to go to Subway. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Charles is definitely the fat boy.
Kiss me, fat boy.
That's you know what the really weird part is, Mark?
What?
You're withholding things you know about this damn movie.
I don't think so.
I know you are.
Whew. All right. Welcome to the What Do You Know here. We're here to tell you something that you may or may not know about this movie, okay? And if you're about to figure out what we know. So if you don't know what we know, you're about to know what we know. Now, if you I can't concentrate. It's fucking hot in here.
It is hot down here.
How are you the only person in this country who has a hot fucking underground room?
Cameras.
This is ridiculous. But anyway, okay, so, you're going to know what we know. If you don't know what we know, you're about to find out what we know, and then you're going to have a we know-gasm, okay? God damn it. I got to get a breeze going or something. So, why don't you tell me something that you may or may not know about this movie here? Or do you want me to go first? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
You're my brother.
I know, but what do you want to do?
You're my brother. I want you to go first.
Okay, you want me to go first?
I like to learn.
I know you do, because you're stupid. And I'm about to educate you. So, did you know about this movie that Pennywise was originally supposed to be played by the one and only Alice Cooper?
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper.
Frankenstein. School's out for the summer.
Feed my Frankenstein. That guy. But no, it didn't happen.
Mr. Nice Guy.
And I'll tell you what, thank God it didn't happen, because I don't want to see anybody else play Pennywise than Tim Curry. We were blessed. Tim Curry was a blessing in this movie.
And I love
gotta
Alice
say.
Cooper.
Sure. He's just not a fucking actor.
No, and he's not Pennywise, that's for sure.
That's for damn sure. So that's what I know. What do you know here?
This is a spicy one.
Good. Well, we don't need spicy. Can you give me a cool one? It's fucking hot in here.
Oh, you got a good point, man, but I can't help it. I gotta heat it up for this one.
My balls are drowning.
I really don't think a lot of people know this.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if a lot of people know this about this movie. Okay.
Continue.
The
Hurry up.
The original director for this movie was George A. Romero. Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, The Zombie Man. You know that man?
The man's got quite a criteria, so yes, I do.
Yes. So he usually does the zombie stuff, but he's helped Stephen King out in a few different things, like the Dark Half, some Creep Show. He helped them out, so they're buddies, right?
Uh-huh.
He was the first director signed on to this, and he worked on it for like a fucking year. Like no recording, but just like mapping out the whole story. But I guess ABC started breaking a little balls, saying like we don't know, we might have to shut down how long we can make this movie or how much blood and yada yada. And he was like, I'm out of here. But George A. Romero, Mr. Zombie Man, he was the first director of It, 1990. Yeah.
That is very fucking fascinating.
I'm glad you got the deodorant.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. You're telling me.
Antiperspirant.
I feel like I'm about to slide out of this chair. So, I have one more fact for you here.
Okay, bounce it off. Go ahead, tell me.
Sure. So, Tim Curry's Pennywise.
I do.
His makeup.
Yeah.
You know how long that took a day?
How long?
At least 3 hours minimum a day for a shoot for this man's makeup. So this man had to sit still. The beginning of your day, you have to sit still for 3+ hours. And then there was people on the set saying they can confirm, because they felt bad for him. They're like, this man has got to sit there for like 3+ hours to get his makeup done. And in between scenes, you see him run back to the fucking trailer to get his makeup done, because I'm sure it was hot out there or something. You got the famous umbrella scene, it rains. Shit makes
hot,
up.
yeah.
There was a lot of makeup on this individual.
Can I tell you a little something else they add to that? There's another little fact. That makeup you're talking about, you know what it was inspired by? Picture silent film. Lon Chaney. He has a mask on. Phantom of the Opera. You know the classic where he's playing the piano and they rip it off and he's like the Lon Chaney. We talk about.
Is that the one where he's got like half the white mask on that all the broads go crazy for?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm talking like the original black and white one.
Okay.
Where they peel his shit off. But Lon Chaney, we're gonna do a whole episode about Lon Chaney. I did early on, but not with Ozark, and it's not, I didn't have the best producer in the world at that time, so I really think Lon Chaney deserves another stab because he's an incredible piece of horror history. Like, he made so many things, but that Phantom of the Opera makeup that he designed is what inspired this movie. So that's pretty powerful stuff. It's pretty powerful stuff.
It's pretty great stuff here.
Yeah.
Pretty great stuff. So,
don't
is that
think
all
I'm-
you know?
Yeah, I don't think
Okay,
I
good.
can't make it.
Thank fucking God.
I'm not
so,
gonna make it.
that's all we know here. So we'll see you next time on the What Do You Know here, and hopefully, my balls will be more dry. I swear to God, it's sticking to my leg. I
gotta
swear to
get
God.
outta here. Mark, every week we just learn stuff, man. These guys, it's just an incredible part. I'm just glad to be a part of it.
I am speechless.
I am too. Can I kind of toss something your way? Maybe you find this intriguing. So one of the best horror things to do, especially early on, when people didn't have great practical effects, like I'm talking silent pictures, or you're moving into other things, you had to do a lot of shadow work. And that is scary. You don't want to see the monster right away, especially back in the days where it was like the rubber suits and the zippers. You really wanted to hide that reveal to keep the movie scary the whole time.
That's a very well method.
Yeah. I find it very interesting because you think about legendary characters, and a lot of the times they don't have a large screen time in the movie. This particular flick, Pennywise, he's only in the movie, Tim Curry, like 20 minutes. It's like, damn, it's a 3-hour fucking movie.
It is.
He's only in it for like 20 minutes. But that's the only thing you really strongly remember. I mean, you remember the whole thing, but those scenes with him.
Well, those are the only ones that I look up just to watch. Those specific scenes or just Pennywise scenes. I don't look up the other scenes. I'll still watch the movie, of course, but if I want to laugh or smile, I'm going to look up a Pennywise clip.
Feels a lot longer than 20 minutes, and that's a hell of an impact. And there's a lot of movies that are like that. Mm-hmm. I just think that's very cool. Even if, like, say something like The Sixth Sense. Like, how many minutes of ghost scenes are in there? Maybe only 9 minutes in that whole fucking movie. But
no, it's the whole movie because he's a ghost.
Right. Well, aside from Bruce Willis.
Oh, okay.
Aside, like scary ghosts, like frightening scenes, I should say. But it's very interesting to me. It's just kind of cool if you're like trying to make a horror movie. I'm just giving you stats here necessarily of how they're made, or just interesting. I'm just giving you the foundation here of how to build one, so to speak. And if you have a super scary character, you don't necessarily need to have him in all hour and a half of your movie, or all 3 hours in this case.
No. Actually, seeing him less makes him more terrifying.
Absolutely, man. You are not lying.
When you think about it, yeah.
Mark, have you, I don't think you've done Pennywise for Halloween yet, and I'm really surprised because you should.
I really should. But I've been doing the couples costumes lately with her. I was the Maytag guy one year. Just because when we were we were watching football and I didn't have an antenna or anything, I had to borrow somebody's cable code and download one of the ABC app or something or whatever on the Fire Stick, right? And you have to put in a cable code. Well, the thing is, when you do that, you see they play the same 5 commercials the entire game. Mm-hmm. One of them was Maytag. Stuck in my head. Maytag, Maytag, Maytags. Became a thing. I was like Maytag guy one year. I haven't been a clown in a long time.
You should. It's a lot of fun.
I miss being a clown.
That's your spirit animal.
It is, really. The most recent, almost kind of clownish I was Beetlejuice. I was Beetlejuice one year. That was a lot of fun being Beetlejuice.
I remember that. I was like, Mark, I'm serious. Your spirit animal is a clown. Like, you would, I mean, the clown probably wouldn't kill you, but if you were in a situation where the clown was going to kill you, you would be so defenseless because you would just be like, "Whoa, what's up, man?" Like if I sent a serial killer clown to your work and he was like, you'd be like, "Oh shit, hey man, what's this guy? Look at him, babe." You'd be laughing and not taking it serious.
This movie has influenced me. For every time I see a balloon, I see, "You want a balloon?" I say that to anybody. I will say that to any. I can't help myself. If I'm giving somebody a balloon, I can't say, "Here, you want this balloon." I have to say, "Don't you want a balloon?"
Can I tell you a fact? Like a crazy thing?
We just did the fact shit.
Not about it. So
you are very excited about this right now.
Look, because I just learned it, and I feel like if I say it out loud again, it'll be a fact I'll remember. So
Okay.
I was in a parking lot.
Okay.
Eating lunch.
Okay.
In my car. I saw this lady loading balloons into her car and lost one of them. You know, happens sometimes. You know, floated into the sky, whatever. She didn't overreact. But I'm just watching this fucking thing go up. And I was like, how high do these things go up? I looked it up. It's like 10,000 feet they can go up before they pop. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane, dude. That's insane. I don't know. I know it's so random, but you have that fact now. And it's so fucking weird. So if you see a balloon go up, that thing could probably hit a fucking plane, maybe. Like, depending if it's like a little prop plane.
Well, yeah, probably.
For sure. This house is haunted.
Stop kicking the goddamn table.
I didn't.
You're always doing shit.
I didn't, dude.
Stop doing shit.
Mistakes have been made.
How many balloons do you think it would take for you to inflate before you would float?
I don't know. That's a good question. We should try it. I got a chihuahua. Oh, fuck! No.
Dar!
Go get darts!
He would be so pissed. He gets pissed when I just walk in the house. He's going to be so pissed. You imagine? Or, dude, the dog wouldn't know what to do. He'd be so struck in fear, like, fuck.
He'd probably wiggle his way out.
Probably.
And then we'd just have to catch him. But he's not that heavy, so he'd probably be all right.
Yeah. Well, you know, cats can fall for like 9 stories, so he's the size of a cat. So it's like, you know,
yeah,
the same
smaller.
shit. It's the same shit.
He's not as graceful, but we'll catch him. We'll save him.
What's the matter?
We'll put that on the TikTok.
Yeah, I would love to. A clown is definitely my fucking spirit animal, 100%.
Yeah, and
if reincarnation is real, please bring me back as a goddamn clown.
If like Mark loses his shit and he just winds up as like a batshit crazy old guy, he would definitely be like Captain Spaulding. That would be his life. Your wife just leaves you and you just become some vagrant or some kind of crazy guy that like with the highway gas station.
Please, somebody listen to this podcast and cast me in your movie as a clown.
Yeah.
Please do it.
Yes. And let him kill me, please. Let him kill me.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
He would love that, and I would too. I'll be a super douche in the movie.
Yeah.
Hi, boss, there's somebody out here. And that, and then I die.
So, Christian Ramey.
Yeah.
When you think of It 1990, what is your favorite scene? It's obviously a Pennywise scene. We know this.
Yes.
It's quite obvious. Anybody's favorite part is a Pennywise scene. But which one is your favorite?
You remember how we were talking about special effects and how they weren't always at their prime. And there are some that get a little corny, like the spider at the end or like the dude getting sucked into the tube. They just don't look as good now.
Yeah.
But there are some that look even cooler because they're shot different than you would see it today. When he comes back to Henry, when Henry's in jail, and he does that like moon sequence where he's like tricking him to the moon and he's like, his face is popping on the moon. I thought that was very cool, man. That was very cool practical effects. I like that a lot.
Yeah, just opacity, basically.
Yeah, they named that the security guard in that Kuntz because, Dean Kuntz, pretty much Stephen King's like rival, but not all respect to Dean. I mean, Stephen's obviously legendary, but Dean does a great job with some stories too. But he gave him a little props in there, call him Kuntz.
I like how he's in the moon like, hey, up here.
Beep, beep. I love the beep, beep part, the interaction and the in the library.
The library is my favorite part, just not because of just Tim Curry himself, but everything else that's going on there. Like when you think about it, like at first you got Beep Richie. Mm-hmm. His dialogue, I got a balloon for you.
She's awfully young for you, ain't she, Richie?
I didn't hear that. But you think about it, like, okay, so he's like, what's the matter? One balloon, not enough. And then he brings down all the balloons, and to think like they had to have these old people play the straightest face. A balloon is popping and blood is getting in their face, and they had to keep a straight face. Like, that's nuts.
That's hard.
You know, that's very hard. And I'll tell you what, if you watch it again, I'm sure you've noticed this before, but if you watch again when he's up on the upper level and he's over the railing and he's going crazy with the cracker, like the old guy behind him to the right that's just doing something, he almost loses it. Like, he is so hard on keeping a straight face.
That.
He's like doing this thing where he's like almost cracking a smile, but he's like trying so hard not to crack.
Oh, man, I'm going to have to watch that again. That seems so fun.
And that's my favorite scene because that seems like he is having the most fun in that scene doing that scene. Tim Curry is. It seems like he's having the most fun. People recreate that scene all the time on TikTok.
Is your refrigerator running? Like, dude, he was just that guy.
Do you have Prince Albert in a can? You do? Well, you better let him out.
Yeah, it just legendary. There's lots of parts. Most of them all involve Pennywise for sure. The Chinese food place, that was a pretty neat scene.
Mm-hmm.
Even for then, the practical effects weren't that bad. They're very rewatchable, so I enjoyed it still.
Yeah, there's nothing really as far as effects that
except the spider.
Well, yeah, but that pissed everybody off.
Yeah.
You know, like always a spider. Like, what the hell is that? So the ending was kind of dumb, but regardless of that,
yes,
that can just be shoot away. Like, you know, it's a mosquito bite. You know, you flick it off and you continue on with your day.
It's non-relevant.
No, it's really not. The ending kind of being shitty in this movie does not really ruin the movie for me whatsoever. I don't watch it for the story, really.
Right.
These days. I really don't. I watch it for Tim Curry and Pennywise.
Absolutely.
As same as probably everybody else that enjoys this movie is watching it for that reason. I would assume.
And can you, like, the impact, Mark, like, this isn't just a United States thing. It is universal.
Yeah.
So here's the punchline that I'm going to give you guys, okay? This is really funny. So, as I said at the beginning of this episode, I was like, man, I want to be careful with it, and I'll have to say this movie sometimes so people understand it, you know. There was a time where Ozark Mark and I were at a music festival, and we were having lots of fun. And let's just say we were getting our psychedelic on, all right? And things were starting to come up, and we were starting to laugh, okay? But we're like in the middle of the damn woods, so, you know, there's bugs and all kind of shit out. So on this table, there was some off bug spray. For some reason, our brains, for a damn hour at least, just sat there making funny slogans about off bug spray. And we'd say, hey, off bug spray. It's not off until it's on. But once it's on, it's totally off. And we would, like, make total variations of that. Like, hey, it's off, but now it's on because it's off.
That 1 hour in the woods on the fucking shitty camp chairs on that spin wheel staring at that bottle has ruined off bug spray for me forever. Every time I see off bug spray, it is going back to those slogan. It's not on until it's off, but once it's off, it's on. Okay? I can't.
We would, like, look at each other real serious. Hey, it's not off until it's on. And yeah, that was a thing for a little bit of time, and that's how I felt introducing it. It is not off until it is on. Ooh, we combined them.
Mm-hmm. We also did the ODB thing too. He was so cracked out of his mind, just go, you never see who's gonna do this the longest?
That's the part that cracks me at when he says that. You remember when we was kids and we used to see who could do this the longest.
What song is that?
Fuck.
What song is this?
Is it like it's on 36 Chambers for sure?
I forget what's.
It's like
that's off his album. I thought it's not on 36 Chambers. It's on the one where it says food stamp card. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
But it's time to do the damn thing here with the RTING. It's time to do it for it.
Sloppy horror rating, baby, yeah!
Bingo, bango, bongo. Here we are again, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen alike. It is time for the Sloppy Horror Rating. This is the segment of the show where Christian Ramey, the host and the horror nerd himself, rates the movie at which we are talking about. And so, what are we talking about? We're talking about It, 1990. And he's going to rate this system with the Sloppy Horror Rating system. You got 4 categories. 3 of the categories worth 3 points. Last category is worth 1 point for a total of 10 points altogether. So, let's go on to the first category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is casting.
Well, let's be really honest here. Let's be really straightforward. The 2 biggest actors in this are Tim Curry and John Ritter. But they aren't the only actors. What do we say, Mark? Do you have to be the best actor in the whole entire world? Do you have to be a household name to be great in a movie?
I said that, but yes.
No, you don't have to be a household name to be great in a movie. You
No.
just have to gel together with people. You just have to. You have to be believable.
You have to fit in place. Remember that old game when you were a kid? It was the 3 shapes. One was a triangle, one was a star, one was a square, one was a circle. Okay? All you have to do is fit in there, and it works.
Yes.
There's another analogy for you.
Yes.
I'm very wise.
I agree, man. You don't want mustard by itself, but it might be good on a ham sandwich or something, So you got to put these things together. I thought they did an excellent job at this, especially for it being TV. So there's not a lot of cussing going on, but I believe Bill Denbrough. I believe that guy was a writer. I believe Richie. I believed Beverly. Eddie. I believed all of them. Stanley. Obviously Pennywise. Tim Curry, and then Ben. I mean, they killed it, man. They did a great job.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I really have to give this a 3. I really do. They gelled well together the whole time. Even the kid actors did great. So, 3. For it to live on this long, to live on this long.
A TV movie to live on this long
Yes.
says something. So 3 out of 3 so far. Let's go on to the second category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating.
Yep.
And that is kills.
Wow.
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 The kills are incredible in this, Mark. Not
What?
only
They're incredible.
not only are they killing kids,
Okay.
which is, I'm not saying that's good, like somebody's like, whoa. I hope
you can't say it like that.
I hope somebody didn't just like walk in on your podcast listen when I said, they're killing kids. But
No.
that's a pretty different thing to what people are used to seeing on television. Usually adults or bad people are killed,
Yeah.
or people that are annoying. And that's okay in your brain because they're a disposable character. It's not real. Yeah. Most characters in like the slashers, those aren't real people. They're just kind of like cliches of people, if you will. But these are kids. There's vulnerable children. I'll be straight with you, Mark. I'm going to be straight with you. There's a variety of kills. There's a variety of fears. Very impactful. Even though Pennywise is only 20 minutes, his like frightening scenes are probably double that.
This is kills we're talking about.
Right, I know. I know we're talking about kills, but sometimes the frightening like blood. I consider blood sometimes. If there's blood in a scene, that can add a whole different thing to me. So I'm going to go 2.
2 for kills.
2. Yes, there was enough like gore, so to speak, to make it a 2. Especially for TV.
Okay. So that is 5 out of 10. Going on now to the third category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. That is fear. Fear.
Fear.
Is this movie a scary movie.
Buddy, this is at the top of the list. We're not, like, we have a weird obsession with clowns, and the people that do don't find this scary. But most people do. I would say more people find this scary than don't.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because when people tell me things that freak them out, Pennywise comes up quite a bit.
He does, man.
The movie It comes up quite a bit.
He does.
So what would you give it? I mean, what's more there to say?
Mark, it's a 3.
It's a 3.
Look at how long this movie has resonated.
It is a 3, ladies and gentlemen.
It's 3.
It is 3.
Fuck, it's off. It's on.
Shut up. So there we go. So that's 3. So that is 8.
Mm-hmm.
8 out of 10. Going on now to the last category here in the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating, and that is, does Christian Ramey for 1 point fuck with this movie?
You can bet money on it.
You bet your ass.
You can bet everything you own that I fuck with this movie. This is incredible. This is what made me who I am, along with many other things. I was always about it. I've always been about it. I got the book up there behind me.
When's the last time you read the book?
I've listened to it a lot more recent. The last time I read the book, like 12 years old.
So let me ask you this. All right, well, let me get this over with, because that's 9 out of 10 on the Sloppy Horror Podcast rating. That is a fantastic score. We all know that it's going to be a great score because this is a great movie. So, 9 out of 10. Good score. So, back to what I was saying before. Do you think that the movie conveyed the book well, or I know people, because it's a long book, you can't fit everything in the book in the movie, obviously, but did it portray the book very well, or did it miss key parts that you wish from the book would have been in the movie?
I wish that this newer movie had the book feel, because they were able to cuss, and they were able to add the scene where they killed the gay guy, or they flipped him into the river and Pennywise got him. Whereas they didn't really push that as much in 1990. There were scenes that they didn't show as much, but it felt like a book. So, yes and no. There's just scenes that you can't show. All these kids bang in it. Like, they all bang. They all bang Beverly. That's like an orgy. It's fucking fly in here. House is haunted. Yeah, they bang Beverly. And there's a fucking fly in here, dude. Every time. My house is clean. Every time I come down here, there's a fly. Fuck, dude. He's pissing me off. He's like right up in my grill.
It's a fly. He'll go away.
So, yes, I do. But, you can't really show a bunch of kids banging.
Was it when they were kids?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty fucking weird.
Yep. And then there's also some traumatic experiences from Beverly's life that get a little gritty. So, yes, I do. For an ABC, for the constraints that they had, being handcuffed to a network, they were able to deliver what it was. They conveyed the story well. So that's what you asked. I agree. Yes, they did.
Okay.
And the new one as well too. It's just a little too Hollywood that it kind of unbooked it. It seemed just like a Marvel movie or something.
Yeah, there's some things that just simply does not work for, and I don't think it would work. It worked for that.
Yeah.
But that's just one man's opinion. Beep, beep. Is that we gotta say that?
Yeah, we do. So, Mark,
not bad here.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
Well, I don't want to tell you something, but I just want tell the people what's going on. What episode is this? You're the producer. Let them know this schedule. What's going on? Tell them, Ozark.
Well, what's going on is this is episode 19 of the Sloppy Horror Podcast. We are on season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Till next week will be the season 3 finale episode. So, make sure you tune in next week for that. It's always going to be a good one.
Maybe we'll do it live.
I'm not going to tell you what episode we're going to do. or movie, I should say. That makes a lot more fucking sense.
Do you want to do it live?
I don't do this shit, man. What do you want me to say?
Do you want to do it live?
Do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Shit sucks. Fucking thing sucks.
I don't know. I don't think
Because look, we don't need segments, bro. We're not gonna go do a what do you know about ears? No, ears, chief.
Why are you fucking giving away what the episode is?
Look,
Guess what?
that's what it is.
The good thing about the producer is I could cut that shit out and nobody knows what the fuck you just said.
Okay, that's good. That's
So
a good
don't
point.
say it again.
Okay.
But yes, I think we can do. We'll have, of course, a produced episode like we usually do. But I tell you what, we'll do the thing live. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
And it's the only tidbit I'm going to give you, little folks, is that it's something really current, something a lot of people are talking about. I think you boys and girls are going to be excited for the season finale. And no promises, but I think we could do it live just because we don't. It's going to be a fun episode. You'll see. So, regardless if it's live or not, it will be there for you Monday. And it'll be a lot of fun.
It will be all kinds of fun for you.
And maybe we could do it live on Thursday. And then, obviously, the cool part about live videos, Mark, nowadays, the future is great. We can go back and edit them, so you could take it down. Like, after it's live, it'll be in our archive, and you can do whatever you want to it and post it again on Monday. And you have to be special to watch it on Thursday. You know, if you missed it Thursday, you're going to have to wait a couple days. So we'll see. That sounds fun. We'll see if we can deliver. You guys better keep your eyes on the social media. Find Sloppy Horror wherever you do. Be it TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We're there.
Just Google it.
Just Google it.
Just Google that shit, man.
Yeah, go on the goggle and find us.
The goggle. I call it the answer machine. Put it in the answer machine.
I like that.
Yeah.
Fancy internet machine.
Well, that is fantastic. Cool things to look forward to, isn't it, Mr. Christian Ramey? Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode about it.
Yeah.
Because we enjoyed it. And we like talking about it. I think everybody loves it.
I do too. It is a lot of fun.
Unless if you're a horror fan. If you're not a horror fan, you probably won't like a fucking movie. But, you know.
Look, if you want to watch it outside on your projector. You can watch it. Be careful of bugs. Get some off-bug spray.
You
put
can watch
on,
it with
and
children.
It'll be off.
You can watch it with children. It was on network television.
Yeah.
You can watch it with children.
Mm-hmm. And if
it might fuck them up a little bit, but you can watch it with children.
Yes.
With children.
Hey, and I'm not kidding, the audio version on Audible. Obviously, it's a long book, but if you're a person who travels a lot or you are into audiobooks, I think the person who narrated, and I feel guilty for not knowing the name because I usually try to, because there's select narrators that you will like, and he did a great job, man. It's a good book. So here we are all these years later talking about it. Stephen King, the man just owns horror, right? We're sucking on them udders. All right, boys and girls. Well, thank you for joining us this week. Obviously, if you have anything to tell Ozark and I, you can find us on any of those social medias. We're open to messages. We love the feedback. And
join our Discord, Sloppy Chat.
Yeah, well,
lots of fun stuff goes on in there.
Yeah, it does. And, the way that Discord works is, like, I would post the link up on our things, but here's the way that works. Like, every 7 days, the link changes. So if you want to be a part of the Sloppy Horror Discord, just message Ozark or I, and we can send you the link. And because, it's just kind of a lot of work to keep reposting it every 7 days on every platform. So it's a lot easier for me to give it to you if you just hit us up, and we can send it to you.
Yep, lots of horror movie talk and all kinds of shenanigans go on in there. It's a good time.
Yeah,
good time.
It is a lot of fun, and
So
hey,
that's our newest thing to offer for you.
Yep, we're gonna be at these conventions. Come say hey to us.
Come say hi.
Hey, girl.
Hi.
Okay, well, I think we're out of here. Till the next week, boys and girls.
Do you think so? Do you think it's time to go?
We'll see you on the season finale, bitches.